Okay, drone video of probably one of the more unique properties we've ever had. This is tract 43 at Cedar Gap Hollow, 5.4 acres. We're parked on the easement road at the east side of the property, and in a second here you'll see the cabin, which is back a few hundred feet to the west. Not the one off to the left, but straight back with the green roof is the cabin on the property. So this has about 250 feet of frontage on the easement road, and then goes back west or to the northwest. Now, see how the driveway comes in off to the right and then kind of doglegs over? So originally the person who had this had several tracts, and they started that driveway on the tract to the north. So currently, there's not a clear driveway on tract 43 to the cabin. It starts on tract 42 and then cuts off quickly on to tract 43. So there's several spots where you could put one without much of an issue. It hasn't been done, but it would have to be done. It could be a matter of just a few hours with the chainsaw, or if you wanted to get fancy, you could get a piece of equipment in there. But in order to drive to that cabin, you'll need to put in your own driveway. Now we're looking basically westerly at the property. You can see the green roof cabin, you can see several outbuildings, and as we mentioned earlier, it goes back to the west. Actually almost 1,000 feet, I believe, to the west, and borders another easement road on the west side. You'll see some trails, you'll see a bunch of timber, you'll see some kind of different natural clearings. And as another bonus, there's actually a very small creek bed that runs along the west side just before you get to that other easement road. And it's going to be, I'm sure, a wet weather creek, but we do have a video of that little creek running, which is pretty cool. Kind of a neat feature on the property. Beautiful property, awesome location. The land lays extremely nice. It does have the little cabin, but it's interesting because the cabin is almost a distraction from the property. The cabin is in rough shape. It was built to be powered by solar, and it was powered by solar. When the people changed plans and did something else, they sold off the solar panels, sold off the solar equipment, and then quit maintaining the property, and it kind of went to rack and ruin. So we've got debris in the yard, we've got some trash. The house, or the cabin I should say, although it's a cool design, it just needs a ton of work. So if you're looking for a place where you could instantly get some sweat equity, I mean, this is definitely right up there. With a couple days worth of cleanup, you would be increasing the value a ton. We've cleaned up many properties like this, but we just have a lot on our plate right now, so we decided to go ahead and kind of do it as is, and someone else can go and have the fun and excitement of cleaning up someone else's debris, which usually isn't that bad, honestly. I mean, you could haul it off, you could put it in a pile and burn it, as long as you did it on a safe day, or you could bury it, you could leave it as is to some extent. A lot of options, but really the value's in the property, in the site. Now we're coming up on the actual yard here. Beautiful, beautiful. There's a solar array, I should say, that was left. That's in the backyard. That's only 2 or 3 panels. They had a very large one that was built just to the north of this tract. It was built on tract 42, and they own that as well. You might even see that if you look to the far left side of the screen. Not quite. But currently you see the cabin, red cabin with a partially green roof, partially white roof, it looks like. In the backyard, you've got that other shed with the funky looking roof. That, we believe, was their, I guess you'd say, their solar shed. It looked like they ran the wires into that shed, and that's where they had their main battery packs and whatnot. You can see a chicken coop up there. They've got a raised garden bed for water. They had a pretty cool little system coming off of the roofs, coming off of the multiple layers of the top of the house, and going into kind of above ground tanks. And some of that is still there, but a lot of it is not. But we may have a ground video that shows some of this. I'm not sure about that. But yeah, it needs a lot of work. This is not a deal where you could spend a day or two and then move your family into it by any means. But it is something that for the right person, maybe it has some possibilities. Otherwise, it is a gorgeous building site. It's in a great location. Cedar Gap Hollow is very popular. It's a homesteader-friendly development. There's one of the multiple little trails on the property. And if you look at the topo map, or just this drone video, and look at how that ground is situated, it lays so nicely. It's the highest on the east end by where the white truck was parked. Now we're kind of looking around the area. That's Highway 60 off in the background, the main east-west road in southern Missouri. So not only is Cedar Gap Hollow super private, but once you hit Highway 60 and go west, you'll be in Springfield in just over half an hour. And Springfield's the largest city in southern Missouri. I mean, this is a great, great location. So many options out here. InstantAcres.com. Check out the other videos. Check out the interactive map. If you have questions about this, you can reach us in the office. You can send us an email. Something like this, a phone call is probably more efficient use of your time, because if you have a lot of questions, we can, burn right through them on the phone versus doing 5 or 10 or 15 emails. But either way, I mean, we're happy to email as well. So, but your first stop should be the website, InstantAcres.com. If this is available, you'll see it in the Homesteader Friendly section under Cedar Gap Hollow. It's tract 43 with the little cabin, 5.401 acres in size. We look forward to hearing from you. InstantAcres.com, in case I didn't say it 12 times.